Hey everyone, it's Nolan.
Bob.
We're at NRF 2025. Bob, I want to talk to you about a new word.
But I'm the retail doctor, so make sure you get that part. All right, go ahead.
He's also press.
And press.
We're going to talk about trip assurance.
Let's talk about trip assurance. What is trip assurance?
I thought you were the retail doctor. You're going to give me a diagnosis.
I'm going to give you a proctologist? What the hell are you talking about? This is what we have to work with. All right. What is trip assurance?
Well, it's like if I'm going to drive all the way to your store, you better have what I want.
Why don't you just say that? That's easier than trip assurance. Okay, let's be honest here. All these people with AI.
Where did you go to school for your PhD?
I was USC, my friend. Let's be honest here. Everybody talks about trip assurance, though no one uses those words. But when they use it, the idea is our systems are flawless, and systems usually are flawed. So we all know it. We've been in the store, and you hear the employee go, "It shows we have 3," and they coming back and they say, "Oh, I don't know, because there was one in the fitting room, somebody returned one, or whatever." And what do we end up saying? The computer's always wrong. So now we come a whole story around technology failed us at the very moment the customer's coming in saying, technology should be 100%. Isn't that what trip assurance is about?
Part of that, you have to find the associate first. You just think that they're just available and everywhere to help you.
That's the world I dream of.
You dream of that world. And I dream of everything being
with
the correct inventory number because no one stole it or wrecked it or...
Well, there's that.
Yeah. So, because the alternative is I'm going to buy it online because that assurance is, will the box be on my step when I get home from work?
All right, let's just full pause there. How many times have you bought something and it was like, oh, it's Amazon Prime, it'll be here in 2 days. And it's 4 days, oops. Yeah. Or, oh, it's click, buy now, oops. Oh, sorry, sold out, waiting. And you find out that it's now 6 weeks or six days, but it gives you the option to cancel. So tell me, how is that friction helping a customer? What can we do in a brick-and-mortar store, Nolan, to fix that?
What we're going to do is we're going to try to invest more in the store because that's where our best, most loyal, most efficient customer is. Because it does come back to the assurance. I don't trust some online retailers because I've had bad experiences, so my assurance is low. And I don't trust some brick and mortar stores because my assurance is low. So really we're all fighting the same battle, which is increase the assurance. Increase the assurance the brown box shows up on time, or increase the probability that I can find help and get this stuff and get out fast.
But when I go to my local drugstore, I can see my product. It's all right there for me.
Click in the glass.
It's just waiting for me.
Click in the
That's
glass?
right.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is wait for the sacred scrunchy person to come over and do it. Or I can now use my phone, right? I can use my phone to unlock a case. Or I think they have things now that you have to shift
Those are
the deodorant over.
Those are annoying.
Like a lot of products that are created here are friction devices.
Yeah.
So what does your product do about friction?
So if you're going to use your phone to order on Amazon because you're frustrated with the store and the slidey thing, why don't you use your phone in the store and then get it immediately, right? So it's like the best of both worlds. If we're comfortable enough to use our phone to get the stuff from Amazon in the box, then we can be comfortable enough to use our phone in the store to communicate to the store to say, can you get me my deodorant, those slidey bars you don't like, apparently. I don't like them either. I don't think anybody likes those things. And I can go grab my Malteser balls and my Diet Coke. At the shelf. I just want to get in and get out. I don't want to stand in line at Starbucks and talk to the barista. It's like, I just want my coffee.
But they now have Sharpies. They're now going to bring the Sharpies back to write on the cup. And I'm sure they were all looking forward to that. Like, oh, good.
How do you find 400,000 Sharpie markers? Anyway, before we go too far astray, trip assurance.
Well, it still comes down to the whole idea anyone does in sales, anywhere along, is to build trust. If you don't have trust, you don't make a sale. And what the problem with locking everything up is we pretty much now say to the customers, we don't trust you. We trust most of you. Actually, we trust a few of you who have a cell phone that will, or we trust you if you'll push the button and wait for 3 minutes, 10 minutes.
The patience of a saint.
Then we trust you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we don't trust you. And here's why that's such a big deal, because the employees are not felt trusted when they should show up.
I was going to say, talk about trust, talk about staff trust.
What about it? What would you say about that?
I would say that, unfortunately, there's not a great level of trust there a good chunk of the time. That we're fighting this battle. So again, it just comes back to, a good friend of mine says, what do retailers do best? They disrespect your time.
Wow.
Wow, right? Drive to the store, find a crappy parking spot, get into the store. Hey, can you follow me and carry all my stuff? No, they're fast and buggies, figure it out on your own. Figure it all out, block and showcase, doc. You fight through all that, you stand in a godforsaken line to perhaps even become the cashier. I don't think that's a great respective time. Like explain retail to an alien.
Add self-service at the end of that.
Yeah, so
now you have one person and 6 of you are trying to figure out when something doesn't scan.
I just want to get in, I want to get out. I can't get in and get out, I'm going to buy it online. It's really not that hard, it's math.
Yeah, but the problem is that every one of those little moments makes you think, I don't want to go back to the store. I mean, one of the things we're hearing in the US is how all the big retailers like Walgreens, Rite Aid went bankrupt, CVS, that the stores aren't making money anymore because the pharmacy isn't able to deliver it. Well, if you really think about it, what happened is instead of me having to always take my prescription and go in and say, please fill my prescription, and then you had to wait 10 to 15 minutes at least, so now you have all this time to walk around the store, and you would pick up the deodorant because it's like, it's not on your usual thing, you're like, oh, I could use that, oh, I could use that, I could use that. So now, the reason to walk in the store has changed, because now all you need to do is pick it up, and let's be honest, more often than not, I'm going to have mine delivered anyway. But I do walk in the store, and now all I look at when I walk by is locked cases. Yep. It pretty much says, you don't belong here, and we don't want you here.
Yeah, 100%. Go dwell somewhere else.
But how many pharmacies are there in the world? There's thousands, right?
There are thousands of pharmacies. Retail doctors.
I'm just saying, we're getting sicker, people are still having to go in.
Yeah.
And the opportunity is to say, yeah, we'll let you know if we can allow you to buy that. So, any final thoughts?
Make your store better than online. Math.
Actually, it's training. That's what I do as a retail doctor. So, if you don't train your crew,
you're not brought to you by.
You're not going to make any money. Look, here's the problem. I have heard so many retailers tell me, oh, we have all of these videos, we have all these training videos you can choose from. How do you know that they actually watched it? How do you know that they understood it? And how do you know that they will actually do it on the sales floor? Well, we don't. Our content's kind of crappy. It's been around for a while. Oh, great. Well, why don't you change it? Oh, well, then we'd have to go through in this, and I don't want to have to put it up in the cloud, and I don't have to add. And you're like, well, why don't you just buy it? Like SalesRx, my online training. Oh, well, is that possible? Like, yeah, but the idea is there's so much friction to change that we were willing to put somebody in a store who's untrained, who we don't know if they can do it, not give them authority, and then wonder why they quit, and just keep eating ourselves. So if you're looking for training, if you're looking for something to do different, technology helps, but you first have to say to the employees, you matter, and by that, then they make the customer matter.
Agreed.
There it is. Both.